this here is the all-new Hyundai Aura. It's a car which replaces the Hyundai Accent, and it takes on the Maruti Dzire, the Ford Aspire, as well as the Tata Tigor and the Honda Amaze in the highly competitive compact sedan space. Now, all these cars are under 4 meters in length, but which one do you think looks the best? You can vote over here by clicking on the pop-out banner, and also write in the comment section below. I think that in terms of the looks, the big grille on this car is very similar looking from a distance to the Dzire, and also the Aspire. All these cars now have some elements which look very similar to each other, but am I right or am I wrong, or am I just going nuts? You let me know in the comments below. Anyways, this car's face is very similar to the Nios, and of course it is based on the Nios platform, so it is similar, but there are some elements on the car which can also split opinion. This one, of course, is the GT line version, so you have this blackened out grille up front, and you get these nice and smart looking lamps, but the back end of the car, the tail area, is really where the opinion can split, because a lot of people might not really like the overtly done up design. Some people might like it because it looks very stylish and very different from anything else. What do you reckon? You can let me know by writing in the comments below. Now let's start this review, but before that, let me just play some music and show you the exteriors of the car by moving the camera around it. Let's get started. So here I'm inside the cabin of the Aura, and the design of the dashboard is identical to the one on the Hyundai Nios. So in terms of the look and the feel, it is quite good, and it looks very European. You get this huge 8-inch touchscreen, which is nice and easy to operate. It comes with Apple's CarPlay and Android Auto, which is really now the norm in this segment. And the only difference is that the color over here is different, and instead of grey, there's a lot of other color which Hyundai have used to brighten up the cabin. It looks very nice, very posh, very upmarket. The switchgear, the quality is very good. Now in terms of the standout features, you get wireless charging for your mobile phone. Unfortunately, I have an old outdated iPhone 7, so well, I shouldn't throw it because it might go bad. The glove box comes with a cooled compartment, so you have a cooled thing here, cool vent, which cools your fruity beverages, and generally, as I just said, it is a nice place to be. Now in terms of the ambience, I'll give this car a strong score of 9 out of 10. Quality is also very good, but there's a slight negative, and that negative is that the seat cushioning isn't as generous as on some of its rivals, especially the Tata Tigor as well as the Maruti Dzire. So in that apartment, Hyundai should still work, especially support for your lower back could have been better, and the Hyundai should improve it. Otherwise, a nice place to be, and it comes with a generous list of features as well. Big difference between the GT line version and the regular version of the car is, of course, the fact that you get red stitching on black seats, all black cabin, and also the dashboard doesn't have any fancy color. It's all black and beige and this little bit of off-white. So this is a big difference. This cabin feels more sporty in terms of the way it looks, and definitely it's a better car for people who consider themselves keen drivers or sporty drivers and are pure enthusiasts. Well, so I'm in the back seat of the Hyundai Aura, and as you can see, knee-room is more than sufficient. It's quite generous actually. Headroom also is quite good. In fact, knee-room is better than some other cars in a segment or two higher. So that is something very good about this car. You get AC vents as well as a charging socket, 12-volt charging point, which is really the norm in this segment. The floorboard also is almost flat, and you also get this nice armrest here where you can relax. Now the seat angle, the backrest angle is quite good, and the support for your underthighs also is generous because it's a wide bench and it's a long bench, so you can easily accommodate 3 over here, and even if you have lanky legs like me, you'll be pretty comfortable in this seat. So overall, it's a nice place to be, and I will give the back seat of this car a strong score of 9 out of 10. Now let's see how good the boot on the new Hyundai Aura really is. Well, so the boot on the Aura is 402 liters. It's a little more than its main rival, the Dzire, but slightly behind the Honda Amaze, which is the king at 420 liters. Now in terms of the space, it is quite good. It's a nice and spacious boot. It's also a wide boot, which means that if you enjoy a game of golf, you can just tuck in that bag without having any issues. There's a bit of a ledge over here, but not to worry because every other car in this segment does have that ledge. The aperture is generous as well. It's not the biggest, but it is quite okay and at par with our rivals. The only negative is that once you shut it from here, there's no button to open it, and you'll have to tell the driver to open it, or of course use that key fob. Well, so here I am driving the all-new Hyundai Aura now, and this car comes with 3 engine options, not 1 or 2. That's a very good thing, and that's a very commendable thing for Hyundai, because while other manufacturers are reducing the options, Hyundai is giving you more options. There's a 1.2 petrol and there's also 1.2 diesel, and it's the same engine which is found on the Nios, and the extra engine on this car is a 1-litre turbocharged petrol which makes 100 bhp, and if you call yourself a keen driver, then definitely that is the engine to go for. Now, talking about the other 2 engines first, the old engines first, performance is quite adequate, and for daily use in the city, you'll never be found wanting for more power. It's just that on the highway, sometimes with the 1.2 diesel, you might feel that there was a little more extra power on it, because you'll have to change gears because it's only 75 bhp, so it does run out of breath on the highway. But for city usage, it's quite okay. Yes, there's a little bit of turbo lag also, but that is also at par with other rivals. It's nothing that is a deal breaker. Now, the petrol is also a good car, and it comes with adequate power as well. Refinement is very good, and the overall ride comfort is also very good. The highlight, of course, is the 1-litre turbocharged, which I'm driving at the moment. And the big difference, of course, is that the interiors of this car are all black with this red stitching all around. So you can notice this on any car and then tell that this gentleman or this lady is driving a turbo version of the Hyundai Aura. Now, in terms of performance, it is a brilliant engine. It's very responsive, it's very smooth, and it really does love to rev. So when you rev it hard, it gives you great performance. Performance is available in the truckloads, and it redlines at around 6,500-7,000 RPM, and it delivers good power even towards its red line, which is a very nice thing. What also makes it a nice car to drive is the lovely gearbox. It's a very light unit, it's a slick unit, and it's also a unit which is very accurate. The clutch also is light on this car, so you will never feel tired driving it. Even on the longest of long journeys, you will come out of this car feeling very refreshed. And what also helps this car's cause for a long journey is the suspension setup. Now, Hyundai have stiffened up the suspension on the Aura over the Nios, and you can make that out on the highway, because this car feels very stable, very reassuring compared to the Nios on the highway. And in the city, sometimes some of those rumble strips and some badly passengers might enter the cabin, might filter in, because the suspension has been stiffened up quite a bit, but that's quite okay. It is within acceptable limits. It never gets uncomfortable, and you'll enjoy your drive both in the city and on the highway when you're using the Hyundai Aura. Now, most people who buy these cars don't buy them to take them out on the racetrack or to take them up the hills going around the bends in very fast speeds. So that is something which people who are buying these sedans don't care about. So if you watch a review and people say, oh, there's no feedback, there's no steering, this, that, just ignore that, because you don't buy this kind of a car to take on the racetrack. But this car is built for a purpose, and the purpose is to take you in comfort as well as refinement from point A to point B in the city, or for that occasional highway trip. And it does its job very well, because the steering wheel is accurate. It's light, but it's quite accurate. The suspension is quite good, and the refinement from the engines, all the engines, is very good. Yes, even the diesel engine is very good in terms of refinement, and you will feel on the highway that the car is very comfortable and offering you loads of quietness as well as refinement. When talking about the cabin isolation, you'll really enjoy the cabin of this car, because it really does feel well cocooned from the world outside. And overall, if I had to give a score to the Hyundai Aura in the driving department, I'd give it a strong score of 90 out of 100. It comes with a long list of engine options, it comes with a long list of gearbox options, and it definitely is a great little package for people who are in the compact sedan segment. So every car in this segment offers you similar kind of space in the back, similar kind of boot space, and similar kind of fuel efficiency from it. Well, so all the cars in the compact sedan segment now offer you the same kind of comfort, the same kind of overall space, and the same kind of boot. So what makes the Aura so special? Well, there are a couple of things which really make this car stand out. The first, of course, is that cabin. The cabin of this car is really nice in terms of the sophistication, in terms of the style, and in terms of the quality, and it definitely has a feel-good factor which its other rivals cannot really match at the moment. That's the reason number one. The other reason which makes it so special is the fact that this car offers you that 1-liter turbocharged petrol engine, which is a hoot to drive, and you'll simply fall in love with the driving dynamics with that engine on this car. In fact, if you call yourself a keen driver and want a compact car, a compact sedan, then this is a great option. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that if you're in the market for a compact sedan, you should definitely keep the Hyundai Aura in your shortlist. It's bye for now.